Hey, I hope everyone's doing well. Just a disclaimer, today's episode has some touchy subject matter. It's about drugs and alcohol. We are not in any way, shape, or form condoning the use of drugs and alcohol. Everyone, if you're suffering from addiction issues, we urge you to go seek help, to go to your nearest rehabilitation center, or reach out to your loved ones. Drugs and alcohol is actually no joke. But today's episode, we do talk a lot about Fraser's life, which had involvement in those issues there.
That's right.
So right now, Fraser, if you want to take it away real quick.
Yeah, no, I in no way, shape, or form are any of these stories trying to glamorize or put on a pedestal certain drugs. I might seem a certain way towards other drugs. My viewpoints do not express the way I feel nowadays. So if you can just if you are struggling with drug addiction or any sort of addiction, please seek out your local
get help. Just get help.
In any way, shape, or form, whether your friends or family or anything.
Yes.
I'm not condoning drug use. I'm just telling you.
Just be careful. Be careful. Be careful out there. All right. Anyway,
Please.
Enjoy. With that being said, though, enjoy the episode.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's fun.
If anything, learn from Fraser's mistakes,
please,
and from there, but also enjoy the show. It's also a fun listen. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hope you enjoy.
Everyone, enjoy the show. Okay. All right. Okay. Take care.
Sounds right.
Happy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
All right, and we're rolling. I'm here today with Fraser Campbell. Campbell?
Yeah, Campbell's
right.
good.
Campbell. Okay,
like
cool.
the soup.
Yeah, Campbell soup. All right. Sweet. Fraser's a recommendation from Eman, our head chef. I actually met Fraser once last week when I was leaving one of the bars on Stephen Ave there, and he was just on the patio, and then I saw Chef talking to him, and then Chef just pointed out, he's like, this guy has a lot of stories, this guy can chat. He's like, this guy is Canadian, and I'm like, fits the bill, done.
Done.
And then I reached out, and right there, Fraser's down. So we're meeting each other, kind of getting to know each other for the first time. But I'm kind of noticing this is kind of like a theme for the Kaks podcast. Like, it's just me meeting cool Calgarians or Canadians. I have to say, preface that Fraser is leaving Calgary. You're heading back to Vancouver Island?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just
right.
made the decision a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Fraser, why don't you give the people just a quick little spiel of who you are, and then I'm also listening, because I'm also listening.
Yeah, so I don't know. I moved here right after I graduated. I guess that's kind of where I'll start it off. I graduated, and I had been like
High school, you're talking about? You graduated?
Yeah, I
Okay,
graduated high school on the island. I kind of was given an ultimatum from my mother. She was like, you either move to Calgary, where my older brother already lived and worked here as a framer, construction. And she was like, you can move there, and I'll buy you the plane ticket, or you're kicked out, you're on your own, kind of deal. Because I was kind of a hood rat growing up,
right.
Parents I was raised really religious too.
Which one? Which religion?
Jehovah's Witness. It'll blow your mind really once I start getting into some of these stories.
I have some family that's Jehovah's Witness. I mean,
really? That's cool.
yeah. Like my cousin, she's a bit older than me, but she's Asian. She married a Caucasian fella,
Yeah.
but he was hardcore Jehovah's Witness, and she went all the way and converted. So yeah. It was.
I got no disrespects at all, right? Like, it was a good way to be growing up. Like, they really teach you on good goals and stuff.
Like, so you're not okay.
I'm not anymore. I left when I was 13 when my dad passed away.
Oh shit! Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh man.
Yeah, brain cancer. It affects everybody.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting on to I moved out. I was just like, I guess I'll take that plane ticket, because the island wasn't really popping at the time. I was searching around for jobs. It was so hard to find jobs.
Fraser, how old are you, man? If you don't mind.
I'm 27.
27. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Carry on. All right. So then, so when you graduated, that was
2014.
2014. They're okay, yeah. Because what's the main economics going on in the Vancouver Island there? Like is it tourism basically? What's the main work industry?
A lot of it's tourism. It's blowing up right now though. That's why I'm moving back, is because over the past 2 years I've been going home every Christmas, because I usually got 10 days off for Christmas.
Yeah.
So every Christmas, I'd go home and spend it with my family. Even though they don't celebrate it, I'd go back just to like hang out with them, right?
Right.
But I really noticed like everything's picking up out there, and it's just
okay. So let's.
If you want to go back to the island, now's your chance.
all right. Fucking what's called free publicity for Vancouver Island.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I just from looking at your social media, I know you were making your living working on the rigs over here. Okay, so
yeah, I was.
So that was good. That was good money then, right?
Not oil and gas. It was drilling foundation, like piles for like buildings and stuff.
Okay. All right, sweet.
Yeah.
But you're over that now, and you're cruising back to Vancouver Island. Okay.
Sadly.
Okay, I'll let you continue, man. Like,
so like that kind of adds into like this whole like. So I moved here. I started doing framing. I did that for like maybe a year. With my brother. I worked with him and his crew for about maybe 4 or 5 months, and then he left. I stayed with the crew. Blah blah blah. Fast forward, I'm working a different company than I originally moved out here with. I think I'm like 19 now, right? Like still a kid. But they actually like put me in charge. Like I was like foreman. Like I ran like my own crew at 19, right? Like because I'm kind of like I've always been raised like a hard work ethic, right? So like, no matter
that's
what,
impressive, man.
No matter what, I'm like jumping into it full force, right? So.
What was your maturity like? Because some people have good work ethic, but they're also like, they're still rough around the edges, like
everybody's always said, like my whole life growing up, I was always the youngest in the group. And I think that just tells you right there, like I fit in with older people. Right?
Okay.
So everyone always likes to say I have an old soul, but like,
I'm
just me, man. I'm just me.
Okay. So were you like you always like you didn't miss work? You weren't that guy that was like unreliable, whatever.
But I did party like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the only thing you told me through the text message. You're like, hey man, what am I allowed to talk about? And I'm sitting there like, honestly, with me, you can talk about anything. With YouTube, there's probably some things you can't say. But at the same time, I'm like,
I'll try to keep it as PG as I can.
No. I want you to say whatever you have to say. If you can get me banned right away, like I don't know, that's an accomplishment too. I'll be like, well, didn't know it was that easy to get this business not running. So anyway, go on. Like, what are some of these war stories you were alluding to here? With you said bad decision making.
Well, so I'll jump right into like the very first one, in my opinion. That like.
Do we have to preface people about like? Don't do this.
I would like to like. This is my ISO-chem. I would like to like say like, hey, drugs aren't for everyone. Don't do them. If you don't want to, or like I was the type of guy like I was like I might as well experiment with everything. To see what I like, what I don't like. Like I was at a young age. I started smoking weed at like 10, 11.
That's not a drug.
I know, but I got in with like the wrong crowd right off the hop, right? Like. And so I just want to make it clear, like, drugs aren't cool, and I don't really do them anymore. So, but I did have a lot of fun on them.
Keyword, really do them.
I don't do it as hardcore anymore.
Yeah, you have a handle on things.
Yeah, I've grown up,
Okay, go on.
Eventually, you wake up and you're like, dude, I gotta stop.
Was it a bit like? Is this a bit of a how can I word this? Like, was the journey like a little more serious, if you will, or was it like kind of like a lighthearted journey through your drug use?
Oh, dude, it was lighthearted as hell.
It
was lighthearted as hell. Literally, like I've always lived every part of my life just like I've been like just go with the flow, right? So like whatever like was flowing in the natural state, I was like I'm gonna do it or whatever. Like I'm having fun, like let's go, and like. As the years progressed, I kind of turned into like the total like party animal where I showed up at a party and people were like, "Oh, shit's gonna go off," like now we're partying, right? Like,
but you never intended to be that guy. You just were being yourself, and then you ended up being that guy.
Yeah,
we all know that guy.
It's like we all know that guy. He's like. From old school, Will Ferrell's character or whatever.
Oh,
right? Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank,
I often like you would think back and be like, dude, I am totally Frank the Tank.
Totally Frank. Or you're almost like the Machine, also Burt Kreischer.
Wow. I don't know if I'm that awesome. But a fictional character, yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah. By the way, thanks for the gifts. We're drinking today nude vodka soda. I like it. We're doing raspberry lemon. This is super, super easy to drink right now. And I had to dial back some of the beers lately. I've been getting a bit bloated. The last couple of guests has all been Bud Lights.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I can definitely attest to that. Too much beer is not a good thing.
Yeah. But not enough beer is also a bad thing. So
Yes.
you need to find that balance, people, which is why you should come down to Kaks Bar and Podcast soon.
Hey.
Yeah, we got 12 taps coming, and the full liquor menu will be revealed soon enough here. We're just finalizing a couple more liquor rep stuff. But the food menu is available. Go to www.kaksbarpodcast.com and check out the food menu. So that food's coming up here pretty soon. And we should be trying to open in maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. That's what we're hoping here. But obviously, major announcement for that will go down when I get the green light to do it. Now, back to Fraser.
Yeah, so like that first story that I was going to tell. Anyways, again, this is it's
the warning's
story.
been given.
Yeah.
You can go free reign now.
Okay, so anyways, it was I was foreman, right? And then that whole it was like 2015 when the gas and everything just. Yeah. And I guess the company I was working for had like major stocks in that, and they were like, "Yo, we're closing the doors. Like, sorry." And
a lot of companies closed. I was in oil and gas prior to coming back to the bar game. So, yeah, that was a bad year.
Yeah, it was a really bad year. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I had like 90 hours in that work period. So they were like
per week.
No, well, like just that week I got
per week.
Let go. Sorry, sorry, bourbon.
Okay.
That week I got let go. I had 90 hours just in that week alone. So they were like, "What were your last hours?" So I was like, "Oh, 90." And then a week later, after like my boss came and gave me my paycheck, was like, "Sorry, we gotta let you go." Blah blah blah. This is yada yada yada.
I don't like where this story's going. Did they rip you off?
No, I got paid, and then I got a phone call a week later from the office, and they were like, "Hey, we haven't gotten your hours yet. What are they?" And I was about to be like, "My hours are. You already did that." And they were like, and then it just clicked in my head. I was like, "Fuck it, rip them off." So I was like, "Yeah, it was like 97. Like I think I added like a good 7 hours on top, right?" So, anyways, I got paid twice, so I got like a good chunk of change. It was like something like $7,000, like boom. Just like handed to me.
This story's alleged, guys.
And I'm like 19 still, right? $7,000.
That's a lot.
My buddy calls me up the day I got that second check, and he was like, "Hey, I just got dumped. I'm feeling like shit." He lived in Red Deer. He was like, "I'm driving out for the week." He was like, I need my buddy, right? And me and this guy, I'm not gonna say his name because he didn't want me to. Mm-hmm. He was like, I just need to like get fucked up. And I was like, all right, word, let's do it. And like, so he drives out, I think every single day. And I went to work because I got another job right away.
In what field?
Framing.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It was still framing.
Okay, sweet.
But he comes out, he spent the whole week there, and I chewed through that $7,000
in 1 week.
In 1 week. Just with cocaine and beer alone.
Yeah, that will do it.
Where
the cocaine part is what will do it.
It was like 8 ball after 8 ball. Yeah. I think the one day I came home, I had 3 8 balls, and we just stayed. Like I didn't even sleep like that whole week. I went to work. I went to work every single day and put in like a full 8-9 hours every single day.
Allegedly, yeah.
Like didn't miss a day. And yet partied like every single, and it was me, the guy.
How'd you like, because bro, I'm keeping it real. Like I partied before, like, I mean, like, yeah, you must have been like,
dude,
like,
19 years old, man, 19 years old.
Just that Wolverine body.
I guess, like fucking, yeah. The Hugh Jackman just came out and was like, you got to do this for your bro.
Fuck, man, it's crazy how resilient the body is. Hey, like when you're young. Like, I mean, again, we're not saying. Look, okay. All I'm trying to say here is that don't do drugs when you're old. You know, I mean, because your body can't take it.
Yeah,
you will die, or you'll be fucking like full of health issues. Yeah. But amazing because, like, look, you're in shape. Like you're a big dog. You're like, it's like I mean, just shows.
I'm lucky because I've done a lot of different drugs and I've always come out of it. Like some people don't come out of it. Some people do one hit of acid and they're gone forever, right?
So you just got good genetics this time.
I guess. I don't know. But anyways, that was like the first like major where it was like literally a week straight and I chewed through $7,000 without any like.
I gotta ask, man, like how was your body looking like? Because you didn't eat then.
No, not really.
Like
not
you must have been kind of like really lean.
I was really lean, at that point, really lean, like skinny.
It is strange though, because like like some cocaine use, prefacing this again, like it's just, it's like it does help you focus in a weird way, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like this entire, like if you can control it, you know, you can get through your day basically as you saw. Like it's one of those weirder drugs that like yeah, it's bad. The come down's horrible, and then you got to keep doing it to avoid the come down. Then your dopamine system is completely fucked up for days on end.
Especially when you're older, like you do. Like, I mean, I don't actually do it anymore. I don't. I quit like a couple years ago.
Smart move. And plus, honestly,
but, like in the older years, you did like one night of partying, and it was like 3 days of hurt. You know, like
and you saying that at 27, like you're still kind of in the prime.
I am still,
you know what I mean? Because like, I mean, how the fuck did Charlie Sheen feel? Because when he was going through that crazy period, he was in his 50s.
Tiger's blood, homie.
Dude, that tiger's blood. Like Charlie Sheen also had HIV, and he still didn't like. His body didn't give up on him with all that.
He's another animal.
That is, But at the same time, he ultimately quit too. Because the reality is, there is no good that comes from doing that thing forever. Like it is
nothing.
Just death and destroying everyone and hurting everyone you love.
Yeah,
really,
like honestly, if it didn't grow from the ground, I think it's definitely not the best thing to put in your body.
Aren't
right?
the cocoa leaves plants
Technically, but then they like soak it in gasoline and shit, and like
okay.
You know, like there's a lot of chemical process into making it.
Right. Okay.
I get what you're saying, though.
To me, it's still a natural drug. I think only meth is like the true not natural.
Yeah, where it's like completely man-made chemical. Yeah.
But did you ever fuck with that?
I fucked with it. Yeah.
Ooh, I never fucked with that one.
I didn't really go down a rabbit hole because the way I always like came around drugs was it was like I'll fucking try it, but then like if I didn't like the experience, I'm not doing it. Like
okay, but did you? So you said you only did it once, sorry?
No, I've done it a few times. The first time, actually, same situation. It was the same place I was living in. I was like, I think I was still 19, and I like fell hard into cocaine when I first moved out here, like because I didn't really have many friends, and that thing is
when you're doing it. Then
one of the first people I met when I moved out here was a coke dealer. Yeah. So like. Which is another crazy story all on its own because that was like...
How does your mom feel now that she sent you out on your own?
Exactly.
Mrs. Campbell or...
Hey, she's a saint. I love my mom. Yeah. Shout out, Mom.
Jokes. Okay, yeah, carry on. So like... just carry on. Yeah, carry on.
So yeah, what was I saying there?
Well, I completely took you off course by asking you about meth.
Actually,
let me ask you a little bit more about meth.
No, the meth. Yeah,
I'm just curious with like because I've always heard that's the creme, like that really is the creme. Like I mean, because you see all the, you know, the effect it has on the homeless people that like can't kick it. You know, like I know opioids is a whole other avenue for that.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm totally gonna do a disclaimer for this episode before we pop off because we're not trying to send the wrong message.
We are not.
We're talking real life, so to ignore these topics.
This is just like shit that I did, right? So don't get offended. It's my life, not yours.
Yeah, exactly. You can just and plus they make movies about this shit all the time, so it's like us talking about it. Like, come on, like we're not trying to glamorize it. We're just talking about it.
This is shit I did.
But go on. What was that the creme?
So the way I always described meth was it's like cocaine times 10 for like half the time. You know, so like you're fucking jacked right away, but it only lasts like, you know, cocaine, you do a rip, it'll last like a good maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Then you have to do another rip.
And then you're like, all right, maybe let's do another one, right? With meth, it's like 10 minutes of like, whoa, this is friggin' awesome. And then it's like 10 minutes later, you're like, shit, I need another one now. Right. And like the first time I did it, this is a funny story. So I'm living with my friend at same place and it was his birthday. And so we were doing blow in the basement like we always did. And we ran out and it's like 2 or 3 in the morning and we phone in all our numbers. Nobody's picking up. And he was like, well, I got a Facebook buddy. I've graduated with him. I haven't talked to him since graduation. This guy's like 30. And he was like, I'll give him a text. I think he said that he sold. And I was like, okay. So he messages him. We get a response right away. And the guy's like, yeah, I live downtown. We were living in Dover at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're like, fuck it. Let's jump in. We're like wasted and fucking high. Jump in the car. Let's fucking go, right? Mm-hmm. So we head downtown. We go there. Buddy goes in, comes out, jumps in the car, tosses me the bag. It's all just crystals. I was like, the fuck is this? Not only that, okay, so before we got there, he was like, he says it's only $40 for a bag. I was like, what? $40 for a bag? That's cheap as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so
it's usually 60 at the minimum.
Yeah,
for a 0.6.
Exactly.
How do I know that?
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Anyways, so he throws me the bag, and it's all crystals, and the bag is like this by like this, and it's full to the brim.
What color were they? Crystals.
They were like just fucking see-through crystals,
like
a little cloudy, you know, like
because you've seen Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, what was it? Blue?
No, it was no Heisenberg shit.
Heisenberg shit. Yeah, go on.
Anyways, so I get the bag. I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot in this. But I was like, this isn't fucking blow. I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, he called it tech. And I was like, I've never heard of fucking tech before. Apparently, that's a street name for meth.
Okay.
I did not know that.
I just
so
seriously did not know.
We roll back home, and we're all looking at this bag, and I pull out a crystal. I'm like,
was there a little instruction manual? How to
No, there was nothing. And this guy got nothing. He was like, he just threw me the bag. We shot the shit for a minute, and then he was like, I was out. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is tech? And like everyone we were with, there was 3 of us. All of us don't know, but my one buddy that I actually lived with him, he was an ex-crackhead. So he was like, it's not crack. I know that for sure. But he was like, I don't know what the fuck tech is. So I was like, well, what did he say? He was like, he said, you can snort it, you can smoke it, or if you really fucking want to, you can inject it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So right off the bat, we crush up a line. I do it. Boom, I'm jacked, right? Because I felt like if I snorted it, you get jacked. If I smoked it, it was like a downer almost.
Yeah.
But we did it all, man. And then like, I was like,
oh, you guys injected as well?
No,
Okay.
no, I've never, no needles.
Okay,
no
okay,
needles.
okay.
I've never fucked with that shit.
But you guys smoked it and snorted it.
Smoked it, snorted it.
Okay.
Smoked it out of a bong, nonetheless.
Huh.
And just for 3 days, I got fucked up on that bag with my buddies. And once it was gone, I was like, Jesus Christ. So we found out it was meth because he brought it to one of his friends. He brought a little rock, and he was like, dude, that's meth. Like,
fuck, man.
And then I didn't touch it for years until I moved downtown, and then I ran into some bitches that had it one time.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. No, man, I'm glad you got through that one because that's the one that you hear about.
Yeah.
Like a lot of addicts on this
Fucks your life up.
Well, they literally said, "Hey, you know what? I've come to a real. Okay, have you heard of X-Pac, the wrestler?
No.
No. Damn, maybe he's too old for you. But 1-2-3 Kid, does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Do you remember Degeneration X? DX? No. Damn it! I sound like a wrestling nerd. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, long story short, X-Pac got addicted to meth. He was a professional wrestler, and he was explaining he was standing. Apparently, like this is wide knowledge, but he at the peak of his addiction, he said he stood in front of a TV in a dark room for 30 hours without sitting. He said. And when he finally came out of his trance, his muscles were seized. His he was honest. He was whacking off like while he was high, like because like he just said it just does
He just did it.
like
yeah.
everything was raw and like he was in trouble.
Man.
He was like, man, I'm in trouble. Like, but X-Pac had a pretty tumultuous addiction problem during his wrestling career and after. But he was still a great wrestler. But
WWE, right?
Yeah, he was in WWE. Then he got fired for substance problems, and then he was dating while she passed away now. China, does that ring a bell? The female? Yeah. So that was X-Pac.
That was the wrestler. She was a wrestler. I know.
She was a wrestler. Yeah. So she passed away too. She succumbed, unfortunately, to the addictions. Yeah. Rest in peace, China. I was a big wrestling fan. Anyway, yeah. But X-Pac described like he's like he was addicted to meth badly, but that was the one that he's like I can't do this again. Like I made it through this, but like he stood for so long, his feet were bleeding from just standing and twitching around and shit. And anyway, dude,
so, I know after 3 days of doing it solid, I had scabs and shit that like come up.
Were you because you were scratching yourself?
Well, just because it seeps through your body, right? Like it has to come out.
Because like a hard little crystal.
It's like hard little crystals. 3 days solid of doing it, I had little fucking shitty scabs, and then that was when I was like, I'm fucking not touching this again. But then I did, obviously.
Wow.
Fucking partying is partying. Yeah. When you're Frank the Tank.
Well, you definitely did the experiment now, like, because I will never touch that. Like,
don't.
I'm happy
kids
with my
out
life
there
now.
watching this, don't do it, man. It's not worth it. it was like I said, it is scary because it's like cocaine times 10, but it's way less. So then you chase that dragon way harder. That's how people
And
fall
it's
down.
cheaper. You said
And
it's
it's
40
way
bucks.
cheaper. It's
Oh
way
God,
cheaper.
we're totally fucking advertising.
We're not advertising because this is stupid. That's how you get like these crackheads
We're not like X-Pac
or
fucking-
meth heads on the street or X-Pac or anything, right? Like that's how you go downhill is because you chase that shitty dragon. So don't chase that shitty dragon, kids.
God damn it.
Take me like I just explained how it was. Take that and run with it.
Okay. Carry on with your story, man. Carry on with your story.
Anyways, well, that's about that for that story because, yeah, it was just like a crazy week and shit. And like that whole meth thing happened like the next week after my buddy finally went home. It was like that, my buddy's birthday and shit. But the cool part was like, the whole reason I moved into that house, which wasn't a good place to live because I did a lot of drugs.
It was a party house.
Yeah. And, but the cool thing, so I'm living with my brother when I first moved out here for 4 months. I saved up enough money working with him. And he was like, he had a brand new baby.
Oh, shit. Your brother had
time,
a baby and you were living with him and you were doing drugs.
No, I wasn't doing drugs at this point when I was living with him.
Okay.
But he eventually was like, you got to move out. So this is backtracking now.
Okay,
this
sorry.
Is
I was mixing my timelines. Oh, by the way, I'm doing strawberry kiwi now. It's good. These new sodas
I'm gonna
are
need
very
one of
refreshing. Oh, yes. Here we go, sir. Okay. All right. Actually, hello? Sorry about that.
Word.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but yeah, so this is backtracking now. Anyways, I'm living with him. Eventually, he was like, okay, you've saved up enough money. It's 4 months. You got to get your own place. I go on Kijiji. The very first ad I clicked on, $400 basement suite in Rundle. And I was like, $400 for a basement suite, and I'm brand new to Calgary. I don't know shit.
You don't know where.
I don't know where the fuck
what,
Rundle is, and I don't know it's a bad part of town. But I was like,
not
cool.
as bad anymore.
It's not so horrible, but it's definitely a ghetto.
My business partner grew up in Rundle. Well, part of his life he grew up in Rundle.
Hey, shout out to Rundle. Anyways,
Rundle's great.
So I answer the ad.
It is pretty awesome, I think, right now. Okay, cool.
I answer the ad and I go check out the place. We settled it. Boom, right there. I moved in like the next day. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. And then a week goes by of me living there and going to work and blah, blah, blah. And I come home one night after working overtime and there's a shitload of people in my place all playing poker. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? And
like just in your house?
Just in the living room playing poker. And my buddy walks in, like the guy I moved in with, right? Yeah. Or he did the ad for Kijiji.
Oh, okay. So you had a roommate. Okay, so this is just your own spot. Okay.
No, okay, I had it was his. He was renting the place, but he put up the Kijiji ad for the basement suite.
Okay, carry on.
Anyways, so I was like, "What's going on here?" And he takes me aside and he was like, "Hey, we're having a poker night tonight." And I was like, "Okay, are these your friends or whatever?" And he was like, "No, I just met them." Mm-hmm. I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, no, I put up a Kijiji ad for a poker night," and he was like, "And these are the people that showed up."
Oh my god!
And I was like,
"This story actually sounds kind of awesome."
I was like, "Are you fucking crazy? Like, what the fuck? No, these guys gotta go." And he was like, "No, just give it." He was like, "Come." He was like, "Go have a shower."
How much money were they playing for though?
I was like $5 a pot. It was
okay. Yeah, I was like, okay. So you got a bunch of fucking. Anyway, I thought there was like a call for like, yo, serious bro, serious poker game tonight. No. And like all these high rollers, like, you know what? Like, I just love poker.
Dude, this is Rundle.
Hey man, you never know, right? It's like right out of a movie where it's like people roll like, hey, you serious? If you're serious, like they each drop like like 10 grand in the pots, and then you have this like hidden underground poker.
It was
game,
like $5
James
a
Bond
pot.
stuff.
It was like $5.
Never mind.
And so like these are some people like that are questionable, right?
Yeah. Go on.
Anyways, I go downstairs, I shower, I come up, grab a beer, sit down, start talking with everyone, right? Like just because I was like, if this is happening, I guess I'll just go with the flow, right? Like I said, that's how I've always kind of been. I just ride it out, right? Mm-hmm. Anyways, start talking to people, and they're not actually that bad, like that's where I met the drug dealer, right? Mm-hmm. He was there, and then his friend was there, and I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but
don't say names. If you're not sure, go with don't say names.
Anyways, I'll say I don't know. He's
we'll
just
call him Jim.
Yeah, Jim. Mm-hmm. So Jim's there, and I start talking to him about World of Warcraft, and we just like light up on World of Warcraft.
You play that?
Oh fuck yeah!
Okay.
Love that shit, dude. That was the greatest story. Like, dude, the story for World of Warcraft is just like phenomenal.
Yeah.
Kids out there play WoW.
I never got a WoW, but you've seen the South Park where they make fun of WoW, right?
Oh, that's like the most famous episode of South Park
I
too,
love
right?
That episode. That was so fucking good.
It was wicked.
Was that spot on? Its depiction of it?
It is, yeah. Okay. Hell yeah.
Oh fuck. Did you get like overweight and just eat pizza pops?
No, but like, I mean, you definitely have your Mountain Dew and your pizza pops and shit, right? Like, I played it. I grew up with Warcraft 1, 2, and 3, right? So when WoW came out, it was just mind blowing.
Sweet. Okay.
Anyways, so we got on that, right? So we started hitting it off, and truth be told, I ended up moving in with Chris a couple months down the road.
Did you mean Jim?
Yeah. Well, his name's Chris.
Fuck. Sorry, Jim.
Sorry, Jim. You're exed.
Okay.
Anyways,
so don't say his last name then.
I won't say his last name. But anyways, I move in with him, and that's where I meet the guy that was living in the basement. I don't care. I'll say his name, Josh.
Okay.
Because he's like, Chris and Josh are like...
You're the worst informant ever.
Well, one of my ride or dies. Like, both of them are like ride or die homies. You know, like,
cool. Yeah.
Like, and Josh is the one that got me the job doing the drilling and everything. And honestly, that like really saved my life. Not only that, but like Josh actually did save my life. Like, I always say it to him. I'm like, you saved my life physically and like figuratively. You know, like, I mean, like he put me in the right path to like be successful and like have a decent job. And then he also like actually saved my life one night. Like saved me.
Were you
saved me from overdosing?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't want to bring that up just because I know. That's a fucking tough one, man.
It is a tough one. I literally just lost one of my best friends last year.
I've lost family to that shit too.
Dude, it is horrible. That's the whole like.
It's I don't know. Yeah, I don't even want to fucking like dive too. It was just sad because it's like
we don't need. That's a sad story.
It's just like they were alone and dead for days. I was just like, fuck, man. Like I'm alone in a room. I just anyway, yeah. Okay, go on.
So anyways, from that kid, so I always say like my whole like Calgary life, basically, all my friends came from that poker night, dude, off Kijiji ad.
Huh.
You know, like it's crazy because then it opened me up to like I living with Chris, and then I met Josh, and then there was
you actually found your tribe.
I found my tribe, you know, like from a Kijiji ad, dude.
Yeah.
That at first I was like, what the fuck is everybody doing here? But then I found out like all of these people were pretty fucking cool. And then I ended up hanging out with them.
Sounds like you guys were just all the same point in life. So then some kind of universal attraction thing came and brought you guys together. So
for sure.
Okay, well that's a cool. I mean, I didn't realize that's how the Avengers formed, but like sweet. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We always like to call it like because we were all big into like the Fast series and shit.
Oh man!
So like
the family.
You know? We were always like this is our like mi familia, right?
Well, dude, Chinese people, Asian people love Fast and Furious series. That's where they gross most of their money is over there. I
Fast X just came out. Whoa, promotion.
Oh, dude, man. I had to stop when they were like, I've always said like, just get them to join the Marvel MCU because like that's how fictional that shit's gotten out of control. I mean,
it has.
Tokyo Drift was sick.
The
first two were sick.
Oh, so
I kind of stopped after I like just the one with the Rock, and I love the Rock. But like I was
his character Luke Hobbs was so badass.
They made a movie after that, right?
Yeah.
With him and Jason Statham. Okay, I did enjoy that, but like
he was like a hard ass kicker, fucking fear God, but blood and bullets.
But Fast is supposed to be about cars.
I know.
Now it's about I don't know. It's fucking MCU
It's about
shit,
like
man.
Explosions and fucking drugs, or not even drugs. It's like let's end the world, and we got to save the world now.
Yeah, no, it's like no. Hey, don't use your high-end military operation people.
Yeah.
Call these street racer guys and,
from Los Angeles.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. It's like they're just as smart as the crew from Armageddon.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, no, I know, dude. It is definitely gone off the rails, but I still love it just because
it's fun.
The nostalgia, dude.
Okay.
Like like.
Dude, I'm not. I like some things too that people like. that people might be like, hey,
Like
that's
what?
Actually, I don't know.
What?
No, I'm trying to think right now. I was like, oh well, what do I like that's as ridiculous as fast? But wrestling. I like wrestling.
There you go.
There
Yeah,
So,
wrestling. Yeah.
everyone says it's fake or something. I'm like, you shitting me, dude?
Yo, those guys put themselves through a lot, man.
Yeah.
A lot. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you like I recently was watching this. What the hell is his name? Mickey or whatever. The lumberjack guy. What was his name?
So I got to preface this. I love wrestling from the 90s and
Yeah,
early
it was
2000s.
90s. It was 90s.
Mick Foley?
McFoley,
Mankind? Yeah. Oh, yeah,
He took so
That guy's
many
an
hits,
animal.
man. Like,
That
and like
guy's
did
something else.
damage. Like,
He's pretty rough shape right now, dude.
Yeah.
Mick Foley's old as fuck now.
yeah,
and,
he is old as
But
fuck.
Mick Foley's a good man. Like I
Yeah.
like that guy's a
Like,
good
I was
dude.
genuinely like captivated watching him. It was like some interview, like a 30-minute thing or something.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
watching, and yeah, like I was like genuinely captivated. Like he was talking about like the time he took on like the Undertaker or something in a cage match, and like
The cell broke, dude.
yeah,
They didn't
like
plan
the
that.
fucking yeah,
He fell right through on a bunch of tacks.
Yeah.
Now it like look cool.
like he was real bleeding and
He
stuff.
was hurt.
Yeah,
Like,
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 that shit's
that wasn't
not
planned.
fake.
Yeah. Whenever I say fake, like that's not fake. They're stuntmen, dude. Like they're
Yeah.
choreographed fight scene stuntmen. But obviously, it's a fake fight scene. No one punches like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
you stand still and let me just wind up and stomp my
But
feet.
they're
out."
like flipping off fucking like rafters and shit and like
Yeah.
going into tables. You tell me that doesn't hurt, right?
One of my last guests, his name's Cody Mack. He wrestles for RCW. Cody, come on the podcast again soon.
Hey,
yeah,
Cody, let's
yeah.
get you in here, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's a good time.
Cody's built like you and like the same long hair and everything. But his gimmick right now, unless he changed it, his name is Crude Oil Cody Mack.
Oh,
so he
that's
plays
sick.
a rig guy.
Yeah.
So he rolls in with the rig hat, the rig overalls.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and he uses like Northern Albertan slurs. Like
Yeah.
he's like he'll talk like talk shit to his opponents, kind of like like or whatever. He was like,
Get over here, buddy.
He was like, let's get her, like or like he'll talk like that. And but he plays like he's in wrestling they call it a heel. That's the bad guy. And then babyface is good guy. So he's a heel, like oil worker.
I like that though.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Oh, it's cool, man. Yeah, they wrestle all the time, like at the Legion over there on near Stephen Ave. So I'm gonna catch another one of his matches. Fucking RCW sick. I'm gonna go catch some
Shout
more shows.
out.
Yeah, shout out RCW. Good job. Keep doing it. Okay, sorry, I keep interrupting your story. Go on.
Well, I don't know. I've just that was
You love fast, and yeah, and then
yeah. So that was how
you met
I
your
met
crew.
like my crew, right? And then we had great times together. There's not many like crazy stories in that, but then when I moved downtown, I moved out of my buddy Chris's place. I moved downtown with my best mate there. The one that I did that week binge with.
Yeah.
We got an apartment just across the street from the Saddle Dome. It was like really swanky. It's
like a Reva?
it's like Aurora, and then there's
okay.
the other one.
Sasso.
No.
Anyway, it's the condo buildings down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right here, like right up the road. Yeah,
right near us.
yeah,
Actually.
right near us.
Yeah,
Like Sunterra, and then it's like those buildings across the street.
I got you.
Anyways, yeah, when I moved in there, that was when that was when the stories began, really. Because
really,
dude, I'm like,
so the
I'm
stories
like,
didn't begin in Ramsey. Like it begins in.
no, I mean like
posh-
it began there, but like this is where like that was where the party days, because that's like now I'm like 20, and I lived downtown until I was like 24, 25. So like it was a good fucking run, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's pick your top 3 stories. Let's hear this. Let's hear
Top
this.
3.
Mhm.
All right.
And I may or may not try to match it.
Okay.
or relate to it with one of mine.
There was a time. This is a story just because it was such a trip for me.
Go on.
Emotionally and like vividly.
Hey, sorry. Before you keep going, Fraser, let me preface and ask you this: would you say these stories ultimately, in a way, you don't regret them ever happening because they contributed to a personal growth, or some of them kind of like that should not have happened. I fucked up.
No,
lesson learned.
like I said, I go with the flow, but everything does happen for a reason, I believe.
Me too.
So like, I there's a reason that like this story might offend some animal lovers maybe, but like I don't think so. It wasn't. I didn't do anything. It was just a bad.
Did you hurt that squirrel?
No.
Did you hurt that squirrel?
No, it was my cat, dude.
Cats. Oh, come on. Okay, go on.
So, anyways, I'm living downtown, 17th Ave. This was when we moved out of that place. A couple years go by, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm living 17th Ave, right behind the Pint.
Okay. Yep.
Anyways, I got into acid. I started doing acid like every weekend.
Man, your life's like a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, dude, movie for sure. And like, sorry,
cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Oh, ding.
Ding. Definitely. Out of all the drugs I've ever done, acid is definitely the most fun, in my opinion.
Done DMT before?
No, almost. But I watched my buddy do it, and then I freaked out and was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
I allegedly have done DMT. It's
how was it? Did you talk to like God and shit?
Yes.
Sick.
Yeah. Well,
I need to try that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad experience. It was. Oh, sorry, man. You have the floor. Keep going first. I mean, I can tell you about DMT, unless you want to hear about it.
I kind of want to hear about it.
Okay. Well, okay,
let's go.
Yeah.
I'll tell my story after.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, first thing, have you heard Terrence McKenna, by the way?
No.
Okay. So Terrence McKenna is a godfather of mushrooms. He, in the 70s and 80s, he was a big advocate for psilocybin use. I mean, he's if you we'll Google him after. You've seen his face, like.
Probably, because I do mushrooms. Like, that's what I do now. I microdose.
I have a big mushroom right here as a representation. Yeah. So he has this thing called the hero dose. So it's 7 grams.
Fuck, I have heard of this.
Yeah. So how I got introduced to the hero dose was I had a buddy who was he was going through some shit himself, and he went down to Peru and did the ayahuasca, right?
Oh,
and
man,
then
that's another one I got to try.
Yeah. So when he came back, it was hard to get that access here, but from his understandings, and it was verified anyway, he basically said that Terrence McKenna explained like the hero dose essentially is very comparable to an ayahuasca trip. Okay. So my buddy did loads of these hero doses. He had a lot of trauma he had to work through, and some dark shit. But he told me he thinks like at the time I was going through some mental health crisis as well, and
aren't we all, right?
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to with all that's happening. But anyway, I did the hero dose. I've done it twice in my life, and but both times it was jaw droppingly informative. Like, because I literally know now what it's like to like from the trip, I know what it's like to be a woman. I know what it's like to be an animal. I know what it's like to be an inanimate object. I know what it's like to be my own parents. Like, wow. It's like that experience. First of all, it started at 7 p.m. and it ended at 11 a.m. the next day. Like, wow. That's how long that dose was stayed. So I was in my place. I was talking to my cat most of the night. Like Chan. Anyway,
you got some sick stories too.
I'm older than I look. It was my ultimate realization that that's for sure we're one mind. That's one thing we are. Like, we're all connected with the one mind. You might want to use that word God, but we are that, and then we're branched off that with this illusion that we're not that.
See, I've always believed, like, I don't know, like, I was raised super religious. I don't know if you're super religious. Are you?
I was raised Buddhist, if you will, but not with every intricate part of its like traits, but like my parents are Buddhist. That's what they identify as.
Like, I mean, and I've like researched a lot of different religions and stuff too, because ultimately when I left being religious, I was like, I want to make sure I'm making the right call. So I did like a lot of research on different religions and everything, and I ultimately came up to the conclusion, like, only like a few years ago, that like I believe like God is in all of us, and like we're all connected on the brain waves and stuff. That's what connects us. And like, honestly, like, if you're just not a dick, like if everybody's just nice to each other, like the world strives and everybody's happier, like.
But my experiences with the hero dose was that, it gets a bit more trippy than, like, I'm trying to summarize this simply, is that there's actually no free will. Like, we think we're making these decisions, but 100%. We are absolutely just God watching a movie with every single scenario being played out. So even me talking to you, I think I'm choosing these words.
Yeah.
It's an illusion.
But
That's
it's
what I
just-
got.
yeah.
But again, then it got so hard to understand what I was perceiving that even to this day, I don't really know what else I was understanding from that trip.
Oh,
It
dude.
kind of like, it's just, I still wonder like, what was that? What was that? You know, but definitely absolutely hyper increased my empathy. And it also just made me no longer like, how can I put this? I want to say like not like a lot of my mental health issues went away after that. So I'm a big advocate for
That's
people
awesome.
for like people to just do that to gain a perspective that
And
we're all gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Like we're all gonna be all right. Like that's basically it. Like
Yeah.
like everything's all right.
I'm doing the same
You know,
thing with microdosing shrooms right now for my mental health. It's like,
yeah, I never microdosed shrooms.
I feel
I
like-
just went for the hero dose.
yeah, dude. And
So I don't even know what microdosing
power
is.
to you, dude.
Yeah.
If it worked, man.
But
like,
I will say I don't want to do it again for a while because
nah,
it's like it's almost like I got the instructions,
you
like
got it.
and
yeah.
now I know what to do with my life.
exactly.
I owe a big part of my entrepreneur pursuing and all that to that. But that was a long time ago. But I still didn't do what I learned from that trip, and like because that was like 7 years ago that I did it, and then it was like then I continued like not I continued ignoring that fucking voice in my head to tell me to like quit this oil and gas industry. Like you're not happy there.
See, and that's what I'm
know?
doing right now. Is
Yeah.
like I feel like psychedelics have a large part to do with the decision to leave
Yeah.
everything. Was because I was like, I'm not actually happy doing it. You know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. And every time I went home for Christmas over the last 4 years, I was like ecstatic to be home. And like every single day, I was just having a great time. Isn't that crazy though? Like how psychedelics can like, they open your mind to like just something bigger than yourself, right?
Yes, that you nailed it. Something bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
The DMT, it was like a condensed 10-minute hero dose.
Yeah.
That's my best way to explain what DMT was. That one was, I don't know, I was with my girl and we were just doing it, and it was like I don't know, like it was quick. It was like you hit it and then it goes, and then 10 minutes later about that, and then you're down, and it's weird. But when you come out of it, it was like, wow, like how was I so out of like how was I seeing my dreams in real time, and now I'm back to normal. And then you got to basically do it again. But you know, we just got a little sample and did it. So it was a 10-minute experience. But again, it was cool. Like it dissolves your identity and your ego.
It does. It
And you
completely
merge-
strips you from everything.
You
and-
merge with the universe, as hippie as that sounds.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. So that was that. I do recommend it. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say I don't recommend it. I think that there were like as hippie as it sounds, I really think it'd be hard to commit to wars if you did that, because
Hell
people would
yeah.
be like they'd be like, why am I killing myself? You know, because we are like. I am Fraser. Fraser is Shawn.
Exactly,
You know,
right?
like-
it is
You know.
down to the brass tacks. Like, why am I taking orders from this dickhead in the suit, right? Like,
But I will say one last thing on this. Ultimate real life, it doesn't stick though, man. Like even with all that, it's like I have to remind myself of what, because like next thing you know, you're paying your bills again. You're
Oh,
going
no,
to the
you
gym,
still
and
need
then
your-
all of a sudden you're back in real life,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden like Joe Schmo pissed you off, and you're like, why am I getting angry again? I'm so at
Yep.
peace.
No.
And then
you
think,
still need your own centeredness. You still need your own happiness outside of it, right? Like,
yeah, I don't have any more like I don't know where else like that's like I'm not gonna dive into saying I know what the next move is now after all that, because I've time and time again just kind of went back to what I was doing before. So all I know right now is what I learned from that experience was like, you have to find what makes you happy. You got to find a way to do it all the time, and you got to find a way to make money doing it. That's the 3 rules. You do that, I swear to God, you basically can't be unhappy. You can be mad and angry in moments, but you're not gonna be unhappy because you're being who you're supposed to fucking be.
Exactly. And through all the drugs and partying that I did in my life, I think I might have found it just recently.
Okay, sweet.
I'm hoping.
All right. Go back. Okay, so
So
met your guys, moved downtown.
Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah.
now
we're-
the real stories begin per se.
yeah. So like this, it was acid, right? I started doing it every weekend, and
what's that one like? I think I did. No, I did acid. once, but
acid
it's
is
my
like
memory
the
was-
most like. I love it to death because you trip balls. Like I can like walk down the street and like everything is just moving. People are like wiggling. Buildings are like bending over and stuff. The sky is changing colors, and yet you're like, I'm good. And you just keep going, right? Like,
How's your motor skills on that?
it's really slow, very, very slow, because like you're seeing tracers of everything and shit. But I could always like jump around and like have a good time on it, you know?
Okay.
So like first time I did it, I went down to the river and just like watched the river flow, and it was turning pink and green and shit, and like the trees were like waving at me and stuff. It was awesome.
I can only imagine if I took the hero dose by the river. No, like I didn't come from my home. Like that was enough there.
Yeah.
I can only imagine if I was like people saying they do mushrooms in the wilderness. I'm just like, dude, that anyway, the hero dose out there, I think that'd be quite the fun.
Mushrooms in the wilderness are kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, when it gets dark, when it's bright out and sunny, then you're like loving it.
Oh
And
my
then
god.
when it gets dark, you're like,
I don't even want to think about it. It's like,
I'm freaking
already
out.
Starting with the light.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just bring it up when it's dark.
So
Might
like
have a full-blown panic attack.
this story that I'm telling is like, it was the first bad trip I had ever had, because I've always been kind of really outgoing and like just like, yeah, I'm down for the fucking party and like I'm going to have fun, right? Like, so like I've never really had a bad trip on anything up till this point.
Yeah.
Anyways, me and my buddy, we've been doing it for like 3 weeks solid every weekend, because I was working out in Lethbridge during the week, and then I'd come home for the weekend, and we would just do acid all weekend, and then I'd go back to work for. Anyways,
It sounds like you never sleep.
I did it because I like the party.
Come on.
Anyways, so we're this is like week 3 of doing it every weekend, and I had a cat at the time, and she did not like living with him because he had a male cat and she was a female, but she was neutered, and his cat wasn't.
Oh.
He wasn't. She was spayed or whatever it is.
Mm.
You know, and so he was
I have a bunch
constantly
of cats, by the way.
he was constantly like at her, and she just didn't like it, right? Anyways, I'd lived there for like a month with him, and we're tripping balls, we're drinking beers, and then we ran out of beers, and we were like, okay, let's go to the liquor store. It starts pouring rain, and it's like 12 at night now, so it's really dark, but it's like pouring rain. We left we always left like the balcony door open because the cats liked to go out and come through and whatever, right? Like, and it was really hot in his apartment too, like because he had like no AC or nothing. So it was like,
this is one of those fancy condos up there. You guys didn't have AC.
it wasn't that fancy. It was like the one that's right behind the pint there. It's like the brick
Oh,
building.
sorry. Okay, sorry. I thought
This wasn't that
I'm mixing
one.
up the details
Yeah,
now.
this is like, I've lived downtown for a few years now. We're on 17th Ave.
Okay. Gotcha.
Anyways, so we leave to go get beers, and I make it down to the lobby, and the security guard is talking to this lady, and this lady's like, yeah, I don't know where this cat came from. It's freaking out on our balcony, and they're like on the ground floor, and we were on the 6th, and she was like, it's in a lot of trouble. Like, I don't know what to do. And I was just like, I'm tripping out too, right? Like, I just dropped like 4 tabs, and I'm like, like the world is like spinning.
Yeah, it's a lot of commotion happening.
Yeah, and I
visualizing
just
this
stopped, and like usually I would have been like, don't make eye contact, just keep going, and we're on a mission here. And I stopped, and I was like, hey, what does the cat look like? And she's like, it's a tabby cat. And I was like, oh shit,
That's your cat.
that's my cat. And so like now I'm like immediately like freaking out, and I was like, can I come see the cat? And she was like, yeah. And so I go in, and there's my cat.
I don't know why you asked. I would be like, that's my cat. Give me back my fucking cat.
Dude, but it fell 6 stories because it liked to jump. We had a really thick railing that it liked to jump up to, but it was pouring rain, so I think it jumped and slipped.
Ooh,
And the pelvis broke, the 2 back legs, and the tail was broken. So the cat's like laying there just freaking out in the rain.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's not a good story. But I'm tripping balls, right? And I'm in these people's house, and like now I'm seeing my cat, and then immediately it was like all my happiness and everything. Like I was like on cloud 9, like everything's great. As soon as I saw that cat, it was like the world turned into a dark abyss of like pain and sorrow. And I'm like still tripping out, but now I'm
what was your cat's name?
Daenerys.
Is that named after Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out Daenerys, R.I.P.
Oh, fuck. Oh, so she didn't make it from that.
She didn't make it. No,
honestly, that's
it was
the
rough.
right move, man.
It was so rough because but it was so trippy because I picked her up. I'm walking out of the apartment, and then as soon as I got outside of their apartment, there was the 911 emergency animal response or whatever it was, and then they just grabbed her and they were like, "Follow us," and I was like, "I don't have a car," and they were like, "Okay, here's the address." we're gonna try to save her. And then I was like, okay. And then I like ran upstairs, grabbed my crate. I start running, and I'm like,
how old was Daenerys?
She was like 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
keep going.
I know it's sad, but anyways, I'm like running down the street, and again, like dark abyss. It's like
She was 32, by the way, in cat years.
Yeah.
Because 10, 14, 4 4s, 10, 24, 23. Okay, go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's all good.
I have a lot of cats, so I just.
And you know what was crazy? Because like I was like mid trip, and then as soon as I started running down the road, pouring rain again. It's like pouring rain.
Yeah.
And
where's your buddy now? You're just like, hey,
I was like,
I got
done.
shit to do.
Night's done. Like I got to do this. Running down the street, I get a phone call, and they were like, sorry, she didn't make it. She didn't even make it to the hospital. And I was like, fuck. And then I just laid down on the road and just like cried my eyes out for like
I got tearing up from this story
for
right
like
now,
a good like 2 hours. And like the whole world was still like, it felt like there was like darkness just like all around me. It was nuts. And like, that's why bad trips suck.
Yeah.
But shout out to Daenerys. She was a good cat, but
yeah. Hey, the only, this sounds bad, what I'm about to say, but like the only comforting thing I find when I hear that an animal like kind of like there's like look, I'm not a vegan, I eat meat, but I believe in ethical hunting, and I don't like factory farming. I mean, but
nobody
can I stop that? I think I can stop that right now unless I devote my entire life to it. And anyway, but what I'm trying to say is that the one thing that kind of gives me somewhat a little bit of comfort is that their normal lifespan would have been 12, 13 years anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's so fleeting, their lives anyway. So that's why I love your animals, man. Like they come
Dude,
and go.
love your animals.
So it's like, it does in this overall scope of things, like, yeah, it sucks, but it's also a short lifespan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
like
she kind of maybe did her role already, right? If you will,
Maybe.
like according to like my mushroom trips and everything, like that was her purpose. Maybe she was sent here as the karma wake up call. Right?
Honestly, she was like the worst kitten to ever deal with. She was such a cocksucker.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like, so there was so many times where like I'd buy like a 32 pack of like TP. And then come home and she would tear up every single roll. Like when she was a kitten, like it was like, oh my God. But she like, like she kind of taught me to like stick with her, right? Like stick with it. And like she did love me in her moments, but she also was like very not love. Like she wouldn't like to cuddle.
She's a cat.
No,
you're confusing her with dog traits.
I know.
You're like, why isn't she loyal?
I know.
But I always I love dogs too. I just
I have a dog now.
Cats are funny to me because like a dog is almost like you want it because it loves you, but a cat doesn't love you, so it trains you to
they
love
love
something
you when they want to love you.
When you give food, yeah. But I just find them a funny, cool creature.
They are, yeah.
Like they're
for sure.
Yeah, but some cat like Chan is like she's getting old, but she's
that's your cat.
Like she lives at my parents' place right now, but I have my fiance has a bunch of cats that live at our place. So
nice.
Yeah, but what was I going to say? Like Chan's actually a good cat. Like she literally will wait like by the door. If say you're both going to the bathroom and her litter box is in the bathroom, she'll be like, "Oh, like you first." Like she'll like wait. I'm kind of being kind of serious.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like she's like polite and like we always said we're like this is like a real cat. Like I'll show you photos after. She's
my
cute as fuck.
my buddy I'm staying with now. Their cat goes in the bathroom and goes on the toilet.
Amazing.
It's nuts.
Amazing.
The first time I saw it, I was like mind blown. I was like, I didn't even know that was possible. Like
cats are smart, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to live in a dirty environment. Like
No.
they like things orderly, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so Fraser, like that was a rough one, man.
That was a rough one. Yeah, that was a rough story. But that was a point in my life. Like that was a bad. That was like almost. That was like basically
because the drug is what made you.
Yeah.
Kind of. Well, not really. You
no,
said
but
that
like
she used to run around all the time.
When I came out of that experience, so at the time I had just got charged DUI federally. It was
federally.
Like yeah, dude. They fucking. It was so when I got my DUI, I got charged federally because 2 weeks prior to that, Alberta had passed a law for maximum penalty for first offenders because they were trying to crack down on drunk driving.
Okay.
Which is like positive. Hell yeah. Don't drink and drive, folks. But I did all the time because I was a fucking idiot. Anyways.
Go on.
I got caught doing it and they charged me maximum penalty. And right at that point when she died, I was dealing with court and everything, and they were trying to
DUI. Daenerys died.
Yeah, they were trying to put me in jail for 6 months.
Was that but just your first offense?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it was, they passed a law saying that like first offenders could get maximum penalty.
That's just so.
Anyway. And because I blew 4 times the legal limit.
Oh, okay. So you're like really
I was
fucked
like
up,
really
right?
fucked up.
Yeah.
And
like I bet you barely remembered that. I think. Then,
no,
right?
I do. I was really loving on all the cops. I was like, you guys are doing the God's work, and I was like giving them high fives and shit. But I was so wasted. So
Fraser, I gotta pee so bad here.
Hey, it's all good. Let's pause it.
All right, and we're back. Yeah, sorry about that pee break. Okay, carry on. It's like that never happened.
Yeah, you know what's a funny little tidbit about the whole Daenerys thing was she was a birthday gift for a girlfriend that left me like high and dry, and I had already paid for her too. And then I was like, stupid idiot young kid, right? Like I was like,
man, maybe there was some destiny there. She left you. And then Daenerys left.
And then Daenerys, fuck, man, maybe.
maybe it wasn't meant to be.
No, it definitely wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, Fraser, like the way you're explaining your life situation at the time, it's like, I don't know. It's like actually, I don't know. No, she shouldn't have left you high and dry. Not high and dry. Women have the right to leave any relationship if they're not feeling it.
That's true.
But to leave them high and dry, like, especially if you both have been kind of like, I don't know, say you both been pooling your money together to survive for a while, then all of a sudden she bounces and like you're stuck with rent, bills. That's kind of fucking prick move, man.
You know what? Like the number one thing is that I've noticed is like the last couple relationships I've had, they all have kids. And that's
you've been dating women with kids?
That's what sucks the most is because like you get invested into the kid and then it's like pulled from you. You're like, God damn. Like
you with anyone right now or
no?
Rolling single?
Single ladies
available. Going back to the islands. So hit that Tinder, that radius, or Bumble, that radius there,
Hey, you want to see the ocean? Let me know.
All right. Okay, pick up where you left off.
So yeah,
how'd you bounce back? First of all, like how long were you? You must have been bummed out for a while from that.
Yeah,
that sounds traumatic.
It was pretty rough. Yeah, for sure. I didn't because then I was dealing with the court and everything. Right?
Oh, right.
You know, like
you're trying to avoid jail.
It was like the next day. It was like I'm talking with lawyers and stuff. And then
how was your mental health at this point? It must have been
up until this point. I just been living my life saying like,
I'll go with the flow.
I don't have stress. Like at this point, I was like,
that was your identity.
I don't know what stress is, because I was just kind of like, I'm just flowing, man.
Oh, hey, by the way, people, Fraser's glasses are prescription, all right?
Yeah.
He's not just purposely wearing
It's always sunny in Doucheville, folks.
Okay.
No, just kidding. They are prescription. I've got really fucked up eyes.
Yeah, well, I was noticing. Yeah, because the first thing I noticed your glasses. Yeah, all your photos, you have big glasses. Yeah,
yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. How bad's your vision?
Plus 4.9 or 4.25 and then 4.50.
So you're basically legally blind without these things.
It's like really fucking blurry. I probably don't look as sexy either with them on.
Oh, your eyes. It's like a slow love song's going in my head. I'm like, oh, your eyes. I mean, no, man, you have wicked eyes. Okay, carry on, man. Carry on.
Anyways, so like story number 2, living downtown. This one, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
The first story, by the way, I don't know. I didn't necessarily take anything away from that because I don't wasn't your fault. Daenerys went outside. The rain caused that.
Yeah.
So
it was rough.
So I don't have a preface other than that first story. Just life shit happens.
It was really shitty time in my life, and that like when I pulled out of like, so basically what I was getting at was like I didn't even get time to really process it, except for that night when I just laid on the ground. I laid on the sidewalk for like 2 hours in the pouring rain.
Literally out of a movie.
Literally, and I just cried my eyes out and dealt with it right then and there. And then the next day, I was at court for my DUI.
Quick question about that. Like, when you say you dealt with it then and there, like that intense emotional release, like, that literally curbed the pain right away?
Yeah, well, I mean, thinking back, like I always am like, Jesus Christ, like that was so rough, right? So like when you deal with death of anything, any person or any animal or anything, like you really never get over death.
Yeah.
Like death is
you
something
just learn to live with
you just
it.
learn to live with it. And I like
You learn
I
to pick and choose.
I didn't bottle it up. I dealt with it that night, but like it was like I just was like, okay, it's over. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, because what I'm trying to say is like, I guess one skill I picked up through, like family members passing away or like a tragedy is that you learn to develop how to control what you think about. Because certain it's not a denial. Denial means like you're pretending like nothing happened, but choosing your own thoughts, choosing what your focus is like no, your audio is fine. Yeah,
Is
actually,
it?
pull that to the side. Actually, you like your
Is
face is better. Like
All right.
actually, no, yeah, just that like that. Just leave it like that. Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know why I have this little thing, but anyway, I'm just saying like the more tragedies a person goes through, I just
It shapes you.
It shapes you, but it definitely is the thing. This the thing that needs to happen so that you learn how to choose your thoughts. Because obviously, if you keep dwelling on a thought, which is a problem I actually had for a long time, that I didn't even realize I had, like because I didn't like equip myself with the mental tools, because no one taught me this shit. You know, like so
nobody will.
Yeah, well, I mean, those gurus that teach it now, but back then, like when it, like first time you get dumped, like it's like I didn't even clue in on how to handle that. I just handled it with alcohol and drugs too, and just going on a streak.
Yeah, dude, that was exactly. That's when Josh saved my life. Was my first breakup from the girl that I got Daenerys for, actually.
Yes, that one. Yes.
There's a lot of stories I'm keeping out, right? Because I'm trying to just fast track like the cool stories.
Hey man, I'm enjoying this so much. We might have to do a Zoom fucking podcast.
I'm planning on writing a book. I don't really want to promote it because I don't think anybody really cares. But I plan on writing a book.
I'll read it. You can promote it on Kaks Bar podcast, and I was just gonna say, the tragedies. It's the thing that needs to happen for me anyway. That teaches me how to like. You got to control what you focus on. You're not pretending like shit never happened. You're not denying the tragedy. But if you keep thinking about something and when it hurts, then it's not going to do you any good.
No.
So the key is like you got to like first harness the lesson, whatever it may be, right? Like for instance, like I remember why I got dumped, right? I got dumped because I was acting like a bitch, a lot of the times, Like
that's a lot. That's a lot of the reason, right?
Oh, dude, I was being clingy. I was being emotional. I was fucking calling and texting. I was getting jealous if I saw her with another guy. I'd be like, I would have dumped me back then. Yeah. So it's like okay, but to keep thinking about that, it's like that does nothing. So it's but with more tragedies, I notice how it hardens people in a good way. Is they just dial in on how choosing what they think and what they focus on. And then from there, they can actually apply that same lesson to like what they're doing in life. Like now, like that's why people get hyper. That's why they get hyper successful after, because they're just like, you know what, life's just better when I focus on my work. Now, I'm not saying dodge the problem. I'm saying the problem happened. Like you were saying, you can't always fully get over it. But thinking about it anymore does nothing good.
Does nothing good.
A person that passed away, I can guarantee, if I died tomorrow, I don't want my fiance dwelling on me. I would say, it'd be nice if you remember the good times for one nice evening with some songs and some photos. But the next day, I want you to like hang out with your girls, and then maybe even a week from now, to me, as long as you're fully like accepted, go meet someone else. Yeah, because like we are all one thing, and like it's like I'm sure there's another awesome dude out there that can make you as happy as I did. Like that's my mentality of this thing, and like that's how I would feel if I died. I don't want someone sitting there for the rest of their life tattooing my name on their fucking kneecap or whatever. And
exactly.
Like you're wasting your time.
Yeah, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
You only have so much time. You're wasting it.
It's limited, right? And like that's exactly it. Like you can't really like focus all your energy on the one bad that happened, right? Or else you're gonna get stuck in a rut.
Yeah, and most people's mental health issues, I think, is they're stuck in that loophole rut. They haven't learned that mental tool yet of I talk about this way too much with every guest, but there's a guy named Jocko Willink. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. I listen to all of his shit.
Dude, yes, I know him.
I
love him.
He talks about mind control.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you heard that?
Dude, this shit is awesome.
That YouTube mind control video, I might even put in the show notes. Like, watch that one.
Watch it.
And
just amazing.
Do it. Just do what he says. Yeah. It's fucking like gospel.
It is.
Mind control. It means control your own mind.
Your own mind, because that's the only thing you have control over.
You can control your thoughts. You can control what you're focusing on. But again, there's a fine line though, because a lot of people confuse that with denial, or just straight like like they confuse it with denial. That's all. I'm like, I'm
No,
not
and
saying
I feel like that's like one of the main reasons why like I could and I did do a lot of drugs and came out of it was because I have always had like ever since I lost my dad at 13, I kind of like had like a mental strong like way of looking at everything. Like, you know, like I it might sound crazy to all you people out there and whatnot, but like I mourned my dad for like a good month, and then I was like, I can't do this forever.
Hey,
right?
and your dad would be proud that you moved on the right way. You know, wow, you moved
Probably.
on.
Probably. And honestly, losing him made me who I am today.
yeah,
So, you know?
but I don't think your dad would have been like, "Hey, Fraser, do the DMT and the meth." I think he would be like, "Hey,
no,
son."
he would not.
He's like,
He would
"Son,
not.
Go take up CrossFit or something."
Yeah, no,
Which is
he
what I
would
find
not.
most CrossFit people are ex-drug addicts. The more you talk to them, that actually is like what I've been noticing. I'm like, fuck, man. Anyway, again, unless it was the only CrossFit people I met, and anyway, sorry, not hating on CrossFit too much. I just yeah. Anyway,
Nah, I mean, if you want to hit a tire with a sledgehammer, go for it, man.
yeah. I just
do that at work.
Like I work out, but like working out should be to elevate your life for life. Not you don't make the workout the life.
The life, yeah.
I know that's where I always got. I'm like,
No, I
like
see,
the
like-
workouts you train to do
Dude.
stuff, not
This same premise that you're saying for working out, I kind of took the same premise for doing drugs. I was always like, I do the drugs don't do me, right? Like that was the way I always looked at it. Was like I'm the one taking it, or I'm the one doing it. So it's not.
We're doing some nice damage on
We
these
are doing
points.
some
Yeah.
nice damage, aren't we?
Yeah.
Anyways, this the next story is about it's
Both strawberries, so we
it's a
don't have to
it's a
fight
crazy
over them.
story, but it all starts with
Oh, shit, cops coming by.
I married a Filipino.
Oh, you got married?
I did
Oh shit!
when I was 21.
Okay, you married a Filipino girl.
Yeah,
Go on. How'd that go?
I did it.
How'd you
I did
meet
it
her?
because I needed money and she needed a green card.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
that's the
we're-
most romantic story I've ever
We're
heard in
going
my
there,
life.
folks.
Oh shit! Okay, let me get. I was already comfortable. Let me get extra comfortable. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but like I did it for the money and she needed the citizenship. So,
Amazing. I mean, go on. Like,
anyways, 21. I'm stupid. I was
quick question. Why'd you go with a Filipino bride other than a Russian mail order bride?
I'll tell you why. I was working one day with my Filipino coworker.
Yeah.
And I was bitching about how I had all these bills that I couldn't afford. This was when I was living in that swanky apartment just over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I can't afford to live there. And my phone and my car, my insurance, everything. I was like, it's all stacking up. And I don't have, like, this job isn't doing it. And he was like, I can help you. And I was like, how? And he was like, there's a woman in this building. She was a cleaner. He was like, her visa's up in February and it was January. And he was like, and she needs to get married.
And she doesn't want to go back.
She doesn't want to go back. And he was like, and if you marry her, she can probably give you like 10 to 15K. I was like, what?
Oh, like she literally will pay you that much to do this?
Just to do it.
Okay, go on. How old was she? And like,
she was 34, I believe.
And you were how old at the time?
21.
Okay.
Fucking retarded, folks. But anyways, I mean.
Okay, but like was she attractive or did she look like Manny Pacquiao with a wig?
No,
like,
see, I always kept it straight business because I was like, I don't want when I first met her. And so like we're talking, this is the morning, right? And then that lunch break, he was like, you want to come meet her? I was like, fuck. I go, okay. So I go down a couple of floors because we were doing high-rise buildings.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing for work, is installing windows.
Yeah.
We go down a couple floors to where the suites are built, and she's cleaning them. And I meet her. She spoke like zero English.
No way.
When I first met her. So she kind of had it in her head that it was going to be like a real thing. Like,
wow. She really thought it was an arranged marriage, like for real. Like,
but I like printed out a document saying like, this is not for real. We both signed it, you know, and like,
wait a minute.
Just in case, right?
I know, but wait, but But wouldn't that be violating Canada's like foreign policies? For
100%.
Like you're literally leaving a fucking evidence.
100%.
This story's legend. Anyway, go on.
Anyway. I was stupid. I was 21 years old and I needed cash. Anyways, so she thought it was for real. But then after I taught her like a decent amount of English too and stuff.
Okay.
Like she was pretty.
This is starting to sound romantic.
She was pretty fucking cool, actually. You know, like she was cool about everything. Well, like she used to come by my apartment. And like I'd have like some random that I met the night before in my bed, and she'd like clean my house and like brought me groceries and stuff. You know, like she was cool. She was really cool. Anyways, so fast track, we get married. I walk her down the aisle, and then as soon that like our wedding night,
You guys actually did a wedding.
yeah,
You could just elope, man.
no, dude.
Okay, so you're willing to do the paperwork.
She
to say
wanted
this
it.
isn't
She
real,
wanted it for real, right? So she wanted.
but she
to,
signed the paper saying it's
Yeah,
not for real.
but
But
that
she wanted the wedding part.
she wanted.
Because she
that-
obviously thought about that shit.
and she didn't want to tell her family it wasn't for real because she had like family that lived here and shit.
Oh my. Okay, Fraser, hang on, dude. Hold up, dude. I by the way, I'm so enjoying this podcast. By the way, this is amazing. Okay, so you did. So her family and all the guests think this is for real.
For real.
You guys have an understanding of what
Yeah.
this actually is,
Yeah.
and holy fuck, you went through the wedding and everything.
Wedding and everything. There's picture proof, bro.
Holy fuck, dude. This is amazing. This actually is, well, not, you know, it's.
It is amazing,
I'm glad, but I'm glad you're kind of concealed with your bandana and glasses because like if they don't actually check YouTube hard enough, like because one day they might hear the
Dude,
story.
they
and be
could.
like,
Yeah, I
they'd
know.
be like-
I know. I could be incriminating myself, but like.
oh no,
fuck it.
I know they'll give a shit about that.
We're
It's just-
divorced now, so there's nothing they can do.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're just more like, holy shit, boss, that wasn't true love.
Yeah. Yeah,
horrible
maybe.
Filipino accent. I just did that. Anyway, like,
No, maybe. I think
I was just trying to sound like.
you know, and she
Yeah,
actually has me played out to be like some all-star that like saved her life and stuff. Like not saved her life, but like was in love and then didn't
Okay.
work out and then
Keep
Anyway,
going.
so-
Where was the wedding at? Shit.
Anyway,
now
so
I
yeah,
care about the details.
we get married the night of our wedding. She wanted to consummate it, and I was like, no. And then straight up,
Oh, straight up, she went the fuck, and you did.
yeah, and I was like, no, because I was like, I know what happens when people have sex; they get connected, right?
Yeah,
like you have
yeah.
that you have that.
you might actually.
yeah, and
actually,
I was like, I'm
like,
21
love it.
years old. I don't want to fall in love with you, you know, because you're 34, and I did this for money, right? Anyways, so I the next day,
That's a soundbite. Hey, look, I'm 21, 34. I'm doing this for money. Hey, fuck.
that is
Amazing.
a soundbite.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah,
She's like, fair enough.
nah, she's cool. So anyways, the next day I was like, I want half right now. Like I walked you down, or you got walked down the aisle. We said our vows. I want half. She was like, no problem.
Who was on your wedding party, by the way?
My best mate that we did that
Okay,
week bender with, he was
yeah.
my best man.
Jim? Anyway.
Yeah, we'll call him Jim.
Yeah, okay.
And then my foreman at the time.
So you were like, hey guys, I'm getting married, but this isn't like,
Yeah,
you know,
No, I told him.
I'd step in for a buddy for that. Like, no
I
problem.
told them, I was like, this ain't for real. And they were like, word. But you know what really caught their eye was Kanye was doing his St. Pablo tour.
Uh-huh.
Shout out Kanye. I fucking love you, dude.
You talking about Yee? Yay?
Yeah, yay.
Yay. His name's Yay now,
Yeez.
bro.
Yeah, I know it is, yay. Anyways, he was doing his St. Pablo tour and he was doing Edmonton, Rogers Arena. Rogers Arena was like a couple weeks old. It just got built.
Brand new stadium
Brand
smell.
fucking new, man. Oh, there was still construction going on in some wing or whatever when we went to that concert. But that was my play. Was I was like, I just got $5,000. Let's go to fucking Kanye.
Wait. You said you agreed to 15K. So
No,
half
10. I agreed to 10.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. I took a low ball. I should have got more, but
Well, you quoted 15 earlier. I'm just quoting. the
he
number.
quoted 10 to 15.
Okay.
I got 10. Anyways, because I'm a nice guy, I was
Just
like,
horrible negotiating.
Yeah,
He's like, okay, we can go 15. You're like, how about 10? And he's like, 10 it is. You're like, wait,
yeah.
nope, no takesies back.
She
She's
told
like,
me.
shit.
She told me like a few years later. She was like, I would have paid you 20, and I was like, fuck, don't tell me that.
God damn it.
Why would you tell
Let's
me
do this again. No.
that? Anyway, so that was like the big hitter. Was I was like, I'll bring you guys to Edmonton for the weekend. We'll go see Kanye, And they were like, fuck yeah, I'll be in your wedding party, bro. That's where the story really begins. I know, like, you might think it begun with the whole getting married for money and shit. That's not where this story begins because, again, I'm here talking about my partying. So we go to Edmonton, and I went there with, I bought a quarter ounce of blow.
Oh, that thing again?
Yeah.
No, you're 21. You're at peak of
But
that.
between like the three of us.
Yeah.
And so like it lasted a decent amount.
Quarter ounce of blow. Hang on. What's the math on this again?
It's like
an ounce is 28
it's
grams.
like 20, yeah,
so
28 grams is
so
an
7
ounce.
grams. 7 grams of blow.
No, sorry. It must have been
Quarter.
it must have been an ounce then because it was 28 grams. Sorry.
Okay.
I got my
Holy
sorry.
Fuck, that's a lot of cocaine.
It's
man.
been a
Jesus
minute. It's
fuck.
been a minute. Yeah, it was
That's
a lot.
9 8-ball bags.
Dude, it was a lot. And then I bought everybody.
What was the price on that? Just curious.
I don't even remember, man.
Okay.
Like I really don't. I think I got a fucking deal for it or
Well,
something.
the guy probably thought you're getting ready to deal yourself.
Yeah, probably.
Grab
But really,
straight
I was
ounce.
just like, I'm fucking getting lit.
Okay,
Anyway,
go on.
so we go down, we get an Airbnb. I paid for that. We get the tickets. It was a blast. Did all that shit, and then the people.
You didn't blow through your fucking 10 grand on that.
No, I did, dude. I partied it away within a month.
So you didn't even pay your bills with it.
Nothing.
So you did all that.
That's what I mean.
You didn't even
That's
like give
what I-
yourself a buffer. Yeah.
No, man. I was just fucking like at this point. I was just like living downtown, rage to the walls, weekend warrior style, no holds backs. Like just get her done, you know. Like
Yeah.
have fun.
Oh, dude, I'm not judging. This is epic. This is epic.
Anyways, so we go out. The people upstairs in the Airbnb because we had the basement, they had the upstairs. They're going to the same fucking concert. So we link up after the concert, and they were like, "We've got a shitload of Molly," and I was like, "I still have a shitload of cocaine," and I was like, "Let's party."
Fuck.
And
Fraser, actually put this thing back over your mic. I'm definitely hearing a slight bass like fucking.
is that better?
That's way better. But now pull this circle part past your mouth. A little lower, a little
What
lower.
do you mean, like this?
Yeah. Because if you're good, you're good. You're good.
There
Keep
you
going.
go.
There
Okay.
you go. Yeah, we're back. Now I know what this thing's for. You totally did need that. Anyway, okay, go on.
Anyways, so I was like, let's party, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did. And so everybody's having a good time.
So your wife at this point, like, did she dabble with drugs ever? Like,
no, she was
complete newbie?
completely sober. She
because
was
you
like
know Philippines is like
Roman
a zero.
Catholic kind of thing.
God, yeah. Because the
like-
Philippines is like a zero tolerance.
Yeah.
So
she was not with us.
your wife's not even. Oh,
No.
sorry, this is you and your wedding party. Okay.
This was like kind of our bachelor party kind of thing.
Okay, I gotcha.
But it was after the wedding because she didn't pay me until after the wedding, and I only got half at this point. I got $5,000. I ended up blowing it for the weekend. Like it was just like that
Yeah.
weekend.
yeah,
Like,
tickets, Airbnb, an ounce of cocaine.
dude, it was nuts. Anyways, so we start partying with these guys, and we're all lifted on Molly, and we're fucked up on cocaine, and everybody else goes to sleep except for me and this one guy. I don't even know.
Everyone went to sleep on like with all amount of coke.
Well, yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
a lot of people did more Molly than coke because at this point,
I
like,
never got big into Molly.
dude, they had like a lot of Molly too.
Okay,
Like
okay.
it was like a refrigerator bag, like one of those freezer bags.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole bottom of it was just brown sugar MDMA. Like, which if you haven't done brown sugar MDMA,
I've never
Don't,
done
but
brown sugar
do
MDMA,
because it's
no.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, I've done back in the day they called it ecstasy,
Yeah.
which is MDMA. and
Yeah.
you're right. That thing's fucking next level. But I just remember instantly I needed more, like because it's not like Coke where it's the same effects every time. You just blast
Yeah.
into it. It's like you might develop a bit of a tolerance, but you still get high off of it. But like,
oh man,
I
you
just
want to
remember-
like rub your face for like an hour. Like you're like, whoa, like everything
Yeah.
feels amazing.
Yeah,
right.
Wait, we talking about MDMA?
MDMA.
Okay, yeah. Like MDMA, well, like ecstasy when I did it, it was like I just remember first night, like 2 tabs. I'm like I still remember to this day. I was like, wow, like this is like the best feeling in the world. Like,
Yeah.
what's better than this? Who
Yeah,
cares?
Cloud
And,
9.
yeah, and then but the next day I remember doing the 2 tabs, and then I had half the effect. So then
Yeah.
a few hours later, I upped it to 4 tabs. to get back the same effect as it. And then by day 3, I was
See,
experimenting.
and that's the thing.
That's when I was like, man, like your brain serotonin depletes so fast.
Yes,
it's not dopamine, serotonin.
Yeah,
like,
serotonin.
It's so finite, and then
And
you have to wait months for it
does.
to rebuild.
It takes a month or so. That's why, like, if you ever like, I mean, I always knew because I researched every drug before I did it.
I would say,
other than the meth, I didn't research that.
Yeah, we all heard how that went.
Yeah.
Went great apparently. But but one thing I will say is like, if MDMA, if your serotonin can replenish like the way dopamine does, that would be the top drug for sure. Like it's just because you're literally replenishing, can't get there. You have to recharge the battery.
I always say like with acid, MDMA, or basically just those two. That's like a once, maybe twice a year kind of drug.
Yeah, it's a super special occasion thing.
Yeah,
like a Kanye concert, with
like a fucking Kanye concert. You know, like. Anyways, so fast track, like we're all getting fucked up. Everybody else goes to sleep except for me. Me and this one guy, the other guy who fronted the bill for the Airbnb, he and Molly. So it was like me and him were both like the top dogs, and we're like, let's play some beer pong. But he was like, let's fucking put water in the cups and we'll put Molly in every single cup. And I was like, game.
I've never been fucked.
Dude.
Like, when you mix it with water, it doesn't fuck with the chemistry of it?
It doesn't fuck with the chemistry at all.
That makes it easier?
It makes it easier to go down is what it does. Because Molly tastes like shit. It tastes like black licorice, basically. Which, like, who the fuck loves black licorice? Nobody.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's what we did. And we played for like hours, and then I don't remember nothing, and I woke up 2 days later in my apartment. So the time in between those 2 days, so I'm playing with him. I guess I got so fucked up, like I still see it today. Like I transported to fucking Iceland, and I was in like ancient Iceland. I was chilling with Vikings and shit. We were going on raids.
You went on a psychedelic
dude. I was on a psychedelic, and I don't think anybody, like a lot of people that they're like on Molly, like that's impossible. And I was like, dude, I don't know what to tell you, but like Molly and cocaine, I went on a psychedelic journey.
Are you sure you did Molly then?
I think it was for sure because
you had the same really serotonin.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, what that could have been is it could have been the sleep deprivation too,
maybe
causing a hallucination. I'm no doctor. but that's what I think it could have been.
Like your whole DMT thing, you said you came out with like some sort of answer to like.
Yes, the ultimate empathy thing.
Yeah, I when I woke up eventually from that, I was like, I felt like shit for one because all my serotonin was gone.
Yeah,
but I was like, dude, I talked to Vikings and I found the key to life. That was what like I came out of that was like. They told me like the sequence of numbers that just like meant the universe.
You cracked the matrix.
And like, so my buddy, he's not really my buddy. He was my foreman. He has a video of me rolling on the ground, sputtering these numbers, and like saying all this nonsense about Vikings and shit. And like I was completely gone.
Man, keep going.
The best part of this story. So. It was hard enough to get me in the car to drive back to Calgary, where we live, right?
Tell me you didn't have to drive.
I didn't know. No. I'm not even there. I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
My buddies told me all this shit. I put my fucking shoes in the microwave and roasted them. They were brand new Jordans.
Oh.
I roasted them for like fucking 30 minutes or something crazy. Like, it was just like doing retarded shit, like, because I was so messed up. Anyways, get in the car. And everyone's laughing because they're like, I can't believe how screwed up this guy is. Like, so the driver, my foreman, the guy's got the video. He's like, tell us a story. And they didn't go into detail about the story, but they were like, you told the most epic tale about a pirate and an old English like sailor that was like chasing this pirate, like almost like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. Oh my god!
They were
these
like,
guys haven't seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
They were like, you told like the most like intricate like story for like an hour on the drive, and they were like, you captivated all of us, like as if, and you just like spurted it out, and there was names, characters, character development. He was like, I was like, why didn't you record it? Like you should have. But anyways, we get into Calgary. The first place they go was Cora's because they're all like, we need some fruit, right?
Yeah.
Cora's breakfasts are amazing because they're full
I've
of
been to
fruit.
Chorus.
But apparently it
I
was
think
like
Belmont Diner is better. People,
Belmont Diner is amazing.
Yeah,
Love that place.
Yeah. Belmont Diners. Shout out Belmont Diners.
Yeah, shout out.
Martaloop and Aspen
Shout out.
location.
Love that place,
Yeah.
man.
Mhm.
Anyways,
I'm super tight with the owners.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. No, but it's a great place anyway.
It is
Yeah.
great, man. Great atmosphere, good food.
Yeah. Go on.
Anyways, so we go in there, and I guess they were doing some promotion where like police officers are the waiters, and I am
Chorus?
I am like fucked out of my tree. And
Well, hold on. The cops they got breakfast diners is always full of addicts and drunk people. Like,
no shit.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of
don't know.
Waffle
I don't
House
even
in
know
the
what
States.
time it was, but like this is the story that they told me was they were like literally like we sit down and we didn't even know, but then like this cop rolls up like wearing his belt and everything, and he's our fucking waiter, and they were like it threw all of us for a loop because they're all coming down from their shit.
Everyone must be like,
Yeah, but like here's me, and they were like you were like face down on the table, fucking out cold. And they were like, we kept having to explain that, like, you were just really tired from, like, whatever.
Cops like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
like, they were like, every so often you'd, like, come up and, like, your eyes would be rolled back in your head. And you'd just be like, blah, blah, like, say some nonsense. Like, and the
over easy, X.
yeah, and the cops would just be like, what the fuck is wrong with your buddy? Like, I guess they eventually got kicked out because I was just, like, I couldn't be handled.
So you fucking caused them not to be able to get their breakfast. Hey,
Oh, man. Crazy, dude.
Hey, Fraser.
Saw Vikings.
Fraser, I'm gonna wind this down right now. We've gone quite a bit here. And look, dude, I want to podcast with you again. Like let's save some of these stories for like a part 2.
I'd love to. man.
I don't care if you move into Vancouver Island. If you get Riverside, we can zoom it.
Yeah,
Or if you're in
sure.
town again, I'm sure you might make trips back to Calgary.
Oh yeah, I got like I said, I got ride or die homies here. You know, like my brother lives here too with his family. I'm gonna come back. Obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. You come back.
We'll
all right?
keep in touch. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I got your info. And do you cool that plug your Instagram with people out there?
Sure. I guess I actually do edits. I don't know if anybody really cares. Like I like photography and I like to do edits like with my photography. So my Instagram plug is sir.mr.lord.Fraser Campbell.
It will be in the show notes with a click of a button.
If you like them, message me and I'll print them off and I'll sell them to you for like, or I'll just give them to you. I don't need to sell nothing. They're for everyone's enjoyment. I don't know. Check it out if you want.
Fraser, we'll do this again for sure. So I'm gonna leave this as like a part 1. I might just be Fraser Stories part 1.
Cool.
And
Yeah, because
then,
I got tons, man.
Yeah,
you're I left
telling
a
me.
lot out.
Hey, dude, like every story was great today. The marriage one just was like this wild man. Sorry. Anyway, I do gotta speed up to. So when did the divorce happen with that? I just want the
when
ending.
I got engaged to, I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but I got
so
engaged.
you're married.
Yeah,
You-
I was
and
still
then you got engaged?
I was married for like 4 years to that Filipino. And we went our separate
on paper. Okay. Yeah.
And then when I met someone I thought I was gonna fall in love with forever, I
Formalized
got
divorce.
engaged to them, and then I formalized the divorce.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. What a happy love story, people.
Happy love story,
God,
man.
God,
We're all
God.
just making
God,
love
man,
over
what
here.
Man, this, like,
Kaks podcast.
yeah,
man.
I'm gonna absolutely during Valentine's Day week. I'm gonna replay the clip of this
Definitely.
amazing a marriage story. I mean, touches my heart. I think it's what every little girl.
I got
wishes
cool
for, right?
stories too,
Yeah.
like of like even her like and everything. You know, I plan on writing a book eventually.
Dude, I will absolutely read it, man. It sounds like an authentic version of Do They Serve Beer in Hell?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Before we take off, follow us on social media.
Follow
Kaks Bar
this.
Podcast, audio only versions on Spotify, Apple, video version, YouTube only. Thank you, YouTube.
Thank
And
you,
then
YouTube.
Instagram, TikTok is the other platforms I'm on for clips, posts, and bar updates of that nature. So anyway, yes, openings. I will be announcing it soon when I know, and we're going to be opening up the podcast studio as well for other people to make their own podcast out of this bar.
Yeah, come on down. Do your shit.
Fraser, man, it's been a pleasure, dude.
Hey,
This
man.
is great. Sorry.
It's been a total pleasure.
Okay, cool.
This was lots of fun, man.
Yeah, dude. Okay, well, we'll get you on again here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, take care, everyone. Bye.
Later.